I don't think it's a flex seeing Jimmy Butler passed out over the damn thing in the bubble.
It's not.
It's not a flex to me because they didn't win a championship off of that.
I mean, you got a generational meme from it, though. So.
I mean, look, it replaced the Popeyes lady. So I know that lady's kind of like, all right, thank God. I don't know who took that picture of me.
We might just get hit with the Reaper.
Welcome back to another episode of the Play for Keys podcast, the only podcast. Hey man, look. We do something different every day. We do. y'all see the background. If you know, you know. We don't even have to go into it. If you know, you know. I almost said something that our listeners don't like us saying. I was about to say, Jax, how are you?
Oh my gosh.
We lost 3 subscribers just saying that.
Yeah.
Hey,
whatever though. Whatever.
Keep liking and subscribing. I keep doing that at the end, but I need to do it in the beginning. Like, subscribe. We appreciate the love y'all giving us.
Especially on YouTube. YouTube going up. Yeah.
Going crazy. But since you on YouTube.
Donations. Donations.
Come on now.
Donations.
I ain't got enough time for you to just keep yapping, Mr. Umar. A lot of things. Well, actually, I keep saying that. I don't think there's a lot of things to get into today, but
I mean, yeah, why not?
Controversial things. I think this is one of the very few podcasts where me and my co-host may be on separate sides for certain things, and I don't have to convince myself of, okay, let me take this angle. You know what I mean? Versus just, no, I really do believe something. He doesn't believe something. We'll get into it in the later topics. NBA, Real Hoops is back. Second round has officially started. But before we get into the second round, we've been, doing awards. The awards have been everything except the first team. Like that hasn't happened yet, right?
Yeah. Everything except that.
Okay. Now there's a lot. I think in the NBA fan base in general, I just think they're some of the most delusional people in the world. I think that they don't know what they want. They're just like the 2K community. You don't know what you really want for real. You complain.
It's the same group of people.
Exactly. So there's some people that's like, why are they doing it like this? Why are they doing it like that? I was just like, y'all didn't like the award show at the end of the season. After the championships have been made, and now you're complaining about how it's doing now. I think there's some people that's like, do it during the play-in or do it before the play-in starts. I'm just like, I mean, you could, but
they need to figure out some type of middle ground or something.
Because like I said, is it the perfect? No, but y'all complain about everything. So I can't even take your criticism too far. But how do you feel about the awards? Do you like this format?
Oh, I mean, I don't really care, honestly. As long as the awards are getting announced. I wasn't really the biggest fan of that waiting till after the season because it felt like everything was done. Like I didn't need to see it no more. Like, and especially if the MVP didn't end up winning the championship, so it's like a little weird,
I like that one Dwayne Casey thing where it's like he got fired and then
after he won Coach of the Year, which is
he won Coach of the Year 3 months after him being fired, and he has to give a speech. It's a little weird, a little winky.
I don't really like, but right now it's sort of, isn't this basically how they used to do it? They just released the winner, not released, but they say the winners during the playoffs. I remember when Dirk wins MVP, and when KD did it and all that, they was just giving press conferences and stuff like that. I haven't seen nothing like that. They haven't given no big, you're the real MVP, mom type press conferences and all that stuff. But
it's been a while since we've seen that. I liked, I don't know if it was early 2000s, not even early 2000s, because I know late 90s they did it for sure. But the MVP, they did that one of the first home games of the playoffs. I remember seeing that because I wasn't there to actually watch Hakeem Olajuwon, but like when David Robinson got his announced, like, you know, at home and everybody was cheering, or like even when D Rose did it in 2011, like they just announced it and the whole city was up.
Greg, when did David Robinson win the MVP? You was like 2.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I wasn't physically saying like I wasn't there to actually watch it, but like I saw it on YouTube. Like when I was looking at like Hakeem Olajuwon highlights. You know what I mean? Like because Hakeem Olajuwon was cooking it. That whole series, I was like, "Whoa!"
Oh my god, that's a very Greg thing to do. Never mind, it all makes sense now.
Yeah, for sure. You know, look, it is what it is, bro. I'm a different kind of guy.
Yes, you are.
Have you seen that that TikTok of like it's like this old dude? You have no idea how good Tim Duncan was. No, you haven't seen it. I feel like I say that for what you call it for a kid.
I feel like you say that for a lot of people.
No, I don't. There's no way. Do I? Who do I do that for outside of Hakeem?
Maybe not like was part, but you don't know how good like any Rockets player, Jalen Green, and you love Cam Whitmore.
I'm a fan of Cam Whitmore. I will. Okay, I'll give you that.
Don't act like you're not like that for Jalen Green either. Please don't act like you're not like that for Jalen Green.
But nobody.
Then the Thompson, which one is on? Whichever one's on the Rockets, I don't remember. Yeah, you just like that with him. You do like that with every Rockets player, bro. I don't want to hear it. Every young Rockets player.
I'm about to say
young Rockets player.
Y'all want to hear about Jock Landale? You know exactly how I felt.
I forgot Sengun. Of course, you do that for Sengun.
Bro, you saw Wemby, bro.
But you're not wrong. You're not wrong with the Sengun part. People don't know how good he is.
I'm like, bro,
you're not wrong on that. People don't know how good he is, but still.
Okay, all right. I'll give you that. Cause I do have rose-colored lenses for my team.
Yeah,
I will say that. Before we go into these awards, there was a comment on one of our Instagram or YouTube. I don't know which one it is. We be having a lot of comments these days. Shout out to y'all. Man. I just want to shout y'all out. But I wanted to show you something that was going to hit home a little bit, man. I just think we need to come to terms with a lot of things right now.
Oh, brother.
All right. This is a friend. Well, he's not really a friend, but you know, it's one of our favorite reactors, our favorite commentators. My guy, Dante Johnson.
Know you officially hit Unc status. A lot of y'all be trying to, argue against being Unc. But the young dogs, they set the culture. They let us know that we Unc. So if you Unc, you gotta embrace it, bro. You can't fight it. You remember Obama getting elected the first time. They say if you remember Obama getting elected the first time, 16 years ago, bro, a lot of people on here wasn't even born. Next up, if you was outside for real during 2016, and y'all know what I mean when I say outside, like get lit and stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you pushing up on grandpa status. Does that mean you probably pushing 30 for real or over 30? Next up, and this one, it might be hard to accept for some of you, but bro, if you was in high school, bro, when COVID started, you officially hit Unc status. Because the person who was in high school when COVID started, is in high school now, unless you failed the grade. And last up, if it's people in the NBA and NFL that's either your same age or younger than you, you officially Unc though. That means the people you grew up watching not even in the league anymore. Bro, there's nothing wrong with being Unc. I'm Unc. I'm embracing it, bro. I just let y'all know, bro, because y'all, we ain't spring chickens, y'all. You ain't got to argue that you still hit. Just be Unc.
Yeah, man, Jax, just beat.
Isn't he like 20, bro?
What?
Isn't the dude in the video like 20 talking about he's Unc?
I don't know, but they called us Unc.
Yeah, bro. I was like, we're not even old, bro. I was confused.
Hey, man, we got to embrace him, man. We're Unc to somebody.
And he was like, he was like, if you were in high school when COVID started, I was like, high school? I was in college when COVID started.
You sounding real Unc right now.
You're older than me.
Hey, I embrace Unc.
But
aren't you a real Unc? Aren't you a real Unc? I feel like you Unc if you an official real Unc.
Yes, my nieces and nephews, they can call me Unc. Y'all can, because I'm not y'all uncle. Calling somebody Unc name never made sense. I feel like that's disrespectful to your real uncle, bro. I'm not like people calling like Snoop and Shannon Sharp. Like, I'm not calling them Unc. Your name is Snoop and your name is Shannon, bro. Like, I'm not calling nobody Unc, bro. That's weird.
What's worse, Unc or Big Bro?
Oh, that's a good one. I think Big Bro, because you could just say bro. You could just say bro. You didn't have to add the big to it. So I think
Big Bro.
First.
Yeah.
You could just say bro. You could just say bro.
Yeah, Big Bro just. Yeah. At least with Unc, it's like, okay, I'm trying to respect my elders. Big Bro.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah. Never mind. Let's get back into these awards.
Yeah.
Which one you want to start with first?
Yeah, we have to start. We got to talk about the big one that happened. There was, I don't know if you saw the reports on the news or social media. There was an armed robbery that happened in Oklahoma City about a couple of days ago. The suspect was a 6'10" Serbian man who's a little fat. He stole the MVP from one Shai Alexander, and we need to get that trophy back from that fat Serbian man.
I heard how you felt about this robbery taking place. I also, when I read what you read, the first thing that came into my mind was, damn, I wonder how Gilbert Arenas feels. Because if this is how Jax feels, I can't imagine what he's about to say on this podcast. It didn't surprise me. I don't think it's the biggest robbery in the world.
It's not. It's honestly not a robbery because Jokic is still the best player in the NBA. I pulled up Jokic, Lucas, and Shai stats, and it's very clear that Jokic is still the MVP.
Mm.
But man, I needed Shai to win because this is going to be his own. This is probably his only year for him to get MVP before Anthony Edwards. He completes it. He reaches his final form. Wemby reaches his final form. Jokic is always going to be in that best player combo. Same with Luka. So I really needed Shai to get the MVP this year, and it just did not happen. And I'm sick about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think did he get injured or something that kept him out of the last part?
Yeah, he missed a couple games towards the end of the season, but he still played more than Luka, almost as many as Jokic. And then they also the Thunder were also tied with they got the 1 seed, but they're still tied with the Nuggets for the best record in the West with 57 and 25. So I really think it should have been Shai, but whatever. I get it. Jokic is still great. So
yeah, it's not like we're talking about Steve Nash or anything like that. So. Yeah. You hate to see it. Your only hope is that Shai tries to do this again next year.
I think he's gonna put up the same crazy numbers, but it's just gonna be too little, too late type stuff. Unless they give him an MVP the same way they gave Embiid, where they were just here nigga damn MVP.
I can see that.
I'd be fine with the here nigga damn MVP for sure.
MVP
and MVP.
I hate how the new MVP looks.
What you mean?
The
actual trophy?
It looks so. I don't like it.
What do you mean?
The old one looks better than the new one. In my opinion.
I don't know. I think they're both fine. I think it's both fine.
Yeah. I don't know. But like I said, I'm nitpicking at that point. I mean, congrats to Jokic. I ain't gonna lie. Seeing these 3 non-Americans.
That's true. None of them are Shai from Canada. He was on the midget team, bro.
And then even the year before that, it was Jokic, Embiid,
and Giannis.
When's the last time we've had an American-born player?
That was even in the running.
Probably James Harden. James Harden was probably our last hope.
Who was the last? Who was the past 3?
The past 3, it was what? It was
not the past 3, but before.
So last year was Embiid. The year before that was Jokic, and then Jokic again. And then Giannis was before that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, James Harden. He was right.
James Harden, because James Harden was competing for that 2019 one with Giannis.
Look at all these American born. Look at this. What happened to the game I love?
So we haven't had an American born MVP since 2019.
2018.
Or since 2018. We haven't had somebody in the running since 2019.
Dang.
Anthony Edwards, please save us.
No, he will. He will.
Because it's not going to be Jason Tatum.
I'll tell you that right now.
I give it up with Jason Tatum.
I'll tell you that right now. It's not going to be Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's a great player. Not going to be you, buddy.
Yeah, brother. You better just hone in on that Finals MVP if you can get there.
I was like, that's not happening either. But never mind.
Let's go into the
other.
I won't say lesser awards because they're important too. But
I get what you mean, though.
What's the next one we got going?
Actually, one more thing to say about this MVP, because I made this point to you in text, but I just wanted to say it so it's like heard and everybody can remember this. But like, I wanted Shai to win the MVP because he had an amazing season, and since he only got second place, history is gonna forget this season. But I will not forget this season, Shai, because it was amazing, bro. History's gonna forget it. I won't, and I hope you listeners don't forget the season either. It was a master class.
They're gonna forget it.
They will.
It's okay. But at the same time, I think that Shai's not going to fall off. So
he won't.
He's always going to be. He's going to be in the running at least 2 more years.
Yeah, he probably won't win, but he'll be up there. But our next award, we can go ahead and pivot into the DPOY Defensive Player of the Year. Now, this one, it has some controversy because Rudy Gobert, he won. I think this is his 4th. Defensive Player of the Year. Okay,
this is tied. This is
tied for the most, right?
Tied for the most ever by a player. He is solidified in the Hall of Fame. Just off of that alone,
he been solidified in the Hall of Fame. To be honest,
yeah. I think we had this conversation earlier about the narrative of Rudy Gobert really just stemmed from a bad clip from Steph Curry.
Yeah, and COVID and Kevin Durant saying what he said. If Kevin Durant really didn't say what he really said when he was just like, man, y'all got defensive player, y'all got DPOYs that can't play perimeter defense or whatever he said. I think some of the comments by like people like Shaq as well sort of influenced that too, because everybody was jealous because he was just getting money, and when he was getting money and winning awards, everybody was mad at him, bro.
And his offensive bag just looked so horrible.
Me and him got the same offensive bag. He's just 7 feet.
But you never airballed a layup. I don't think you did.
Oh, trust me, I can do that.
I mean, I think anything's possible. But man, yeah.
But yeah, Gobert, he won the MVP. I'm not MVP. He won the Defensive Player of the Year, and this is controversial because the runner-up was Victor Wembanyama, who actually had better defensive stats than him. And as you guys can see from the stats right here, you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wemby, who's on the left right here, had better stats than Gobert as far as defense. He averaged 1.5 more blocks, half more steals than him. His steal percentage was higher, block percentage was higher. Like his win share, his defensive win shares were lesser, but still, like Wemby had the better season. Yeah, Gobert win. Why do you think they did that?
I don't know. I think this is one of the first times I saw what they used as like winning as like a metric for something that's not MVP. Because most of the time, like MVP, like they'll take winning into consideration. Mm-hmm. And I think Draymond even said it like back then before he switched up and ended up saying Wemby. He was like, it's almost impossible to give it to Wemby because his record is so damn horrible. Which is true. So it's like how much of this defense is really impacting winning basketball games. Granted, he can't control his surroundings, but it does. When he said that does show testament of what Rudy Gobert had to do in Utah. I think a lot of people don't understand that he was the only real defensive presence for Utah. D-Mitchell play defense. you had Joe Ingles. We don't even have to go too far about what defense he was.
Without Wemby, they would have been cooked. Like the only good defender on the team was him. Not Wemby, my fault, but Gobert.
Yeah.
Only good defender on the team was like him and Mike Conley every once in a while because he was still younger. Or he was still sort of young back then.
And Mike Conley wasn't there in the beginning stages of Utah and D-Mitch. So like I would have to, and I might do it right now. I would just have to look at, especially 2018, what that lineup. What was that? What was that one that y'all Utah beat OKC?
Was that 2018? I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna just look up Utah Jazz 2018 roster. First thing to pop up, Dante Exum. That tell me everything I need to know.
I'm like, every time I see him with the mat, I'm like, hey man, he's still in he made it back. Congratulations.
Ricky Rubio was on that thing. Alec Burks, Grayson Allen, Dabo Cephalosha maybe was probably your only thing going on for yourself. I look at this team and I'm just like, yo, this is people did not praise or give Rudy Gobert the credit mainly because look, he's French at the time.
Literally xenophobia.
And they didn't like his offensive bag, and his defense doesn't look like Dwight Howard defense where you're just sending stuff. You know what I mean? Like Zion, Dwight Howard is European defense. So.
But hey, that defense is working. Not even was. It is still working.
He is an anchor. He is a real anchor, and I think
to this day,
I think he's gonna. Hey, he's doing his thing. Even though he didn't even play for game 2, which is another thing we'll talk about later. But it's just like, yo, his presence on the defense. The best thing that could have happened to him is going to Minnesota, honestly, which I thought was going to be a stagnant move.
No, I think we even talked about it on this podcast. Like, oh my gosh, it's a horrible trade. And well, we was wrong.
Yes, and even to this day, although this is still not a horrible trade, I will die on the hill that it did not take 5 first-round picks to go and get Rudy Gobert. I don't care.
All.
I don't care if you win a championship. Good for you. You overpaid, and people overpaid to get nice things. They overpaid for Drew Holiday. But it helped them win a championship. You did not need 5 first rounders to get that done. I will stand by that. But it was a good trade.
And honestly, have the Jazz even really done anything with those first rounders just yet? Like, I know they got Keontae George, but
I think they're going band for band with OKC of how many first round picks these people own. I think they own maybe one of the Rockies' first round picks, if I'm not mistaken. They got everything. They got 14, 15.
I don't know, man. You going band for band with OKC on draft picks, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. I think they still got 30 left.
But it's that dude. It was that dude from the Boston Celtics, though. So I forgot his name.
Not Brad Stevens.
No.
I know you're talking about Danny Ainge. You talking about
yeah, Danny Ainge is with Utah. So under any circumstances, I'll be like, nah. But it is Danny Ainge, and he has fleeced the Brooklyn Nets multiple times, and is the reason they have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So I don't know. And he brought Kyrie. It just didn't work out. But
Danny Ainge, he again. Okay, yeah, he might make something shake with them draft.
He might make some. There ain't no might. He gonna get at least one good one. He'll get one good one.
Yeah.
Now, if this is anybody else, I'll be on your side. Like, yo, don't do that with OKC. They know what they do.
We'll talk about OKC when we get to it. But man. Yeah. But moving on with these awards, Sixth Man of the Year also was released, and that was none other than Naz Reid, who he deserves it. That's all I really got to say on that. He's called. I mean, there's a lot of good six men in the league this year, but you see how the Timberwolves look with Naz Reid. It's like, I believe it was game 3 against the Suns, and Karl Anthony Towns. He had got 3 fouls, maybe even 4, in the first half, real fast. So they just sat him down for that whole second quarter, and they had Naz Reid in, and they didn't miss a beat. They look better to me. So Naz Reid, he fits perfectly with that team. He's well deserving the Sixth Man of the Year. So
well deserving. This is one of the very few people that I accidentally just followed his career. I wasn't purposely doing it. He just happened.
He just kept popping up. And he was like, "Oh damn!"
He kept popping up like seeing him at LSU when he played against University of Houston. Like
I remember when he was fat at LSU.
Yeah, like seeing him play the game then and watching what I'm looking at now. Why wasn't he even in conversations of MIP? Has he ever won an MIP? Because he would have been well deserving.
He was well deserving of that too, honestly. Like he was good last year, but he Naz Reid is a good basketball player. He can start somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. It's just when you got Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, it's just and maybe iron sharpens iron. Maybe that he gonna get a bag somewhere.
For sure.
If Minnesota doesn't do it,
he's set. He's good. He's good. He'll be good.
I know a team down south that
shut up.
What? I could have been talking about the Memphis Grizzlies or something. I don't know.
Anyway, next award, just go ahead and get out the way, was Coach of the Year, and the winner of that was none other than Mark Daigneault of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and that one makes perfect sense because, like I was saying before, the Thunder had the best record in the West. They're tied with Denver for it, but still, they had that record, and the team is so damn good. Like,
young team, good team, well deserving of it. I think kudos to Finch, Coach Finch for Minnesota, because nobody had them looking this good either. So. I hope he gets well too. I see that man sitting down all the time, so I get it. Like tore something crazy.
That's crazy. So that was all Devin Booker fault too, being a bad sportsman
and light skin. But and then for the lower tier runner ups, not runner up, but people that were in consideration. Shout out to Ime what he did. Shout out to Jamal Mosley what he did. Rebuilding teams, but hey. The turnaround that OKC did, that's unmatched. Going from play-in to number one seed in one calendar year, nobody saw that.
That's coaching, bro. This is called organization, honestly.
Yeah, that's a great org, which makes me. Oh yeah, I forgot about, and this is a side thing.
What?
I forgot about Frank Vogel getting fired. Yeah, that just tells me everything about, an organization really, a front office is really the key to everything. Mm-hmm. A coach can only do so much, but if you set that coach up for greatness, and you're going to be all right. So,
but speaking of front office, the executive of the year was Brad Stevens with the Celtics, and makes sense. The Celtics, they cooked in the offseason, got Drew Holiday, Porzingis, and they had the best record in the NBA, period. So, shout out to him. And then Rookie of the Year was obviously Victor Wembanyama, even though Chet was runner-up, although it wasn't close at all because Vic won unanimously. But in any other year,
I mean, literally, if he would have just performed last year.
Like, if he didn't get hurt. If he had this season last year, he probably would have won because they would have had a better record than Orlando, even though Paolo was cooking, so he would have won it. But man,
do you think Chet at that time would have been performing like Chet is right now?
No, because right now his body's he's not like big, but he's bigger than he used to be, and like I think it was clear last season when he was hurt and he couldn't play. It was clear they had him in the film room all the time, like helping him, like he was learning about his teammates, getting chemistry, even though he wasn't able to play on the court with them. And like it clearly shows because he fits that offense perfectly.
Perfectly, bro.
Like it's like a lock and key, honestly. It's crazy. So yeah, I don't think he would have been as good as he is now, but I think he still would have been good enough to win Rookie of the Year.
10 pounds made a difference, huh?
Yeah.
He was
Whatever. Well, Ted's good now, so I don't gotta hate on him.
That's crazy.
But the moment he gets punched on by somebody, it's the moment somebody just embarrass him and just dunk on him like that, I'm gonna get back to hating. The moment somebody run through his chest, I'm gonna get back to hating.
I'm never deleting those chat, bro. I'm never deleting our text thread ever in my life, bro. It's staying here forever. 2022 is just a different Jax, and I will never forget it. I'm grateful for that, Jax, actually. It builds character. And then Was there anything else? Was that all?
No, that was all the awards. So we got to move into the real meat and potatoes. You know.
Absolutely.
So initially, when I wrote this on our agenda, I said everybody in the second round is getting swept because it was clearly going to happen because, you know, the OKC better than the Mavs, the Celtics better than the Pacers, the Knicks are better than the Pacers, Celtics better than the Cavs, all that stuff. And then last night,
everybody won.
Yeah, like
the other side won.
The other side won. So I'm clearly wrong. Whatever.
All you got to do is just put gentlemen in front of it, and you're still good. But everybody can gentlemen swim.
But what I want to start the game. I want to start talking about first is the Celtics and Cavs. Just because I want to say, like, we told you so. It's the Celtics. Like, yes, are they going to beat the Cavs?
Yes.
I want to say yes, but you know, the Celtics are weird. But they should beat the Cavs. They're better than the Cavs in every aspect, and yet they got blown out last night by the Cavaliers. And we told you so because the Celtics, they're a serious franchise, but they're unserious at the same time. Because how do you yes, you're competing for a championship. That's why you're serious, but you're unserious because you're getting blown out by the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have Donovan Mitchell and nobody else really.
And Evan Mobley.
Evan Mobley just started making highlights, bro. He just started making highlights. Man. So I don't. What is wrong with the Celtics, bro? It's like there's like a mental block with them that they just can't. They can't lock in when they need to, bro.
They're the only team. They're one of the only teams that are not allowed to be this way because, you know, like we just don't trust them. But literally any other team that has championship aspirations, like, let me see, like LeBron when he was playing with the Cavs or even the Heat, if there was to drop a game, nobody would care because it's LeBron. They always be like, LeBron he don't give a damn about the first game because it's a feel out game.
I hate when people say that, bro. Like, this is a play. We don't get that many chances.
This is not boxing.
We don't get that many chances, bro. We need to win as much as we can, as fast as we can.
But LeBron and like the Warriors were so dominant that even when somebody would they'll lose to the Clippers, we would never be like, oh, this is an unserious team. We only talk about that with the Celtics because we just truly don't believe that they're going to get it done at the end of the day. Like, you know, in the finals, like we don't think they're going to actually win a championship, which is why we
proved it time and time again. Because I mean, they lost to a Warriors team that they were better than, but also Steph Curry, he lost his damn mind, so that's why they lost. They habitually lose to the Heat. That's why I was like, they're going to still lose the Heat even without Jimmy. And you know, they ended up winning that series, but they lose. They're a better team than the Miami Heat, and they keep losing. Like they just have these stupid. I don't know. They just play dumb, even though they don't play dumb. Like they play smart, but they always end up with dumb results. If it makes sense.
Dumb. It's like dumb results, and then everybody plays decently except for your best player, or your best player will have 30 points,
and nobody else will.
But like it'll be so disproportionate. He'll come into the fourth quarter with only 4 points, and then he'll end it off with like 30. But it's like, bro, if you had the same consistency throughout all 3 quarters, you would have won this game real comfortably because this is probably by far one of the most well put together teams in basketball, maybe outside of maybe Minnesota. We'll have to talk about non-order real soon. But yeah, I get it. And ultimately, I think, and we'll go down the line of like at the end once we start talking, we'll circle back and be like, okay, what are our predictions for real? But yeah, just take care of business. That's really all I can say with Boston. Take care of business because it's championship or bust for y'all. So literally, nobody cares about you making it to the finals. You're supposed to do that in the East.
You need to win.
Yeah.
And then next game I want to talk about, keep it in the East. The Knicks versus the Pacers. Now this could still be a sweep because Knicks are up 2-0, so we'll see. But this series, I'm surprised that it's not closer. Or like it's close, but I'm surprised the Pacers didn't get a win.
Yeah, it's just that was a very controversial game. They've been keeping it. These are both been like close games.
Yeah.
Both times. I think
That's why I'm surprised.
Pacers should have won that first one.
Mm-hmm.
But Brunson really backpacked for real, so
he did. There was all that talk during early in the season how he's too small to carry a team, and he carrying them, bro. I don't think even if they end up making it out the East, I think whoever's in the West will win the championship. But Jalen Brunson, he's doing his thing.
Yeah, and even though you're saying what you're saying, all of this is null and void. Because I think people keep talking about they keep talking about Becky Hammon when she said that, and they keep replaying you see that Becky? You see that Becky? I'm like, bro, you have not proved Becky wrong.
Because they still ain't won.
Becky said this is not enough to win you a championship. This is not enough to win you a championship. So until New York
wins the championship
and beats either the Timberwolves, the Nuggets, or whoever's over there, y'all can talk all y'all want.
Even if they get to the finals and they take it all the way to 7, if they don't win,
she's still right. So I mean, look, I want to give Jalen Brunson his praise because he's been balling,
man,
but not too much on Becky because she still ain't say nothing wrong.
Yeah,
still ain't say nothing wrong. But I'm glad, I'm happy to see Jalen Brunson light it up for real because he been hooping.
Josh Hart been going crazy too. Because I remember I texted you maybe like a week or two ago. I was just like, bro, what does Josh Hart do?
Everything.
And that's the answer. He do everything. He's 6'4". You need him to get 18 rebounds. He'll do that.
I told you, bro.
Like, need him to knock down a couple threes. He'll do that. Even though he wasn't even like a cold 3-point shooter during the season, but he
knocked one down.
He locked in the playoffs. I don't know what's up with him. So he's going crazy, and he's playing every single minute. Tom Thibodeau needs to be in prison for what he's doing because there's no reason Josh Hart is playing all 48 minutes of the basketball game.
I keep telling you about that tweet, bro. I'm sorry. Tim's gonna fuck around.
Oh Lord.
That was I think that's probably one of the most accurate tweets I've ever seen.
Tom Thibodeau is in love with Josh Hart. But how do you think Josh Hart feels, bro? Like, I think he played every single minute of every single game in the playoffs, bro.
They said that hasn't happened since Tom Thibodeau did it with Jimmy Butler in Chicago. I was like, oh, okay, so he's a repeat offender.
This is a thing he does. He has a fetish, bro. He's weird.
He ruined D Rose and said, Jimmy, you're up next. This is crazy.
But to be honest, though, maybe Josh Hart do need to be playing every single minute. Because like we said, these Pacers games have been close. And like, I think Rick Carlisle, he's been talking mad shit about the refs because they have been sort of hoeing them. I think there was like a report and he like sent 78 calls from the refs or whatever to the league office to be like, hey, can you investigate these? Because I think they got all 78 of these calls wrong. So like that's how bad or at least Rick Carlisle feels they've been getting hoed. And I mean, watching the games, you do see like, hey man, these calls are sort of crazy.
These calls are crazy, and it's just like you just need to call them on both sides. But I know the Pacers, this will not be a sweep. I'm letting y'all know that right now. I'm letting y'all know that right now because they have the Pacers written off after game 1 when Milwaukee blew them out. And Dame was going crazy. Listen to that Glorilla. Look, the Pacers are not going away, especially when they go back home. So
we're gonna see.
This might be a 6 or 7 game series. I truly do believe that. Knicks still probably get out of it, but plus I need the Knicks to do it because, hey, look, Bing Bong, I need to see the crowd, bro.
Oh my gosh.
To see the crowd for real.
But speaking of 6 or 7 game series, another series I think will probably go 6 or 7 games is that OKC versus Mavs series. Because, I mean, like I said earlier, OKC is the better team because I just think their roster is constructed beautifully. But Dallas, they got Luka and Kyrie, and those are 2 killers, honestly, just 2 killers. You can never count a team with a healthy Luka and a healthy or Luka not even all the way healthy. But as long as you say what?
Yeah, you're doing enough.
As long as Luka and Kyrie are able to play basketball on the court, You can't count that team out. And we saw it yesterday when the Mavs, they ended up winning that game 119 to 110. And the score was sort of close, but the game really wasn't that close, honestly. Like, I think OKC only got the lead like one time, I think, in the third quarter. Maybe it was the fourth. But the Mavs were just firing on all cylinders that game, and the Thunder were not, unfortunately. It was just a weird game. It was sort of an off game for Chet. He didn't shoot that well. And if he would have knocked, honestly, he shot 4 for 12. If he would have knocked on a couple more shots, like literally, they would have won. But it is what it is. I want the Mavericks to win because in my head, I need this to happen so Kevin Durant comes back. But honestly, bro, I think the Thunder.
You do not.
It's not gonna happen. I'm all in on the Thunder, bro. I'm all in on the Thunder. The Thunder are gonna win this series. So, yeah.
The amount of people the amount of players on your team that rock braids is hilarious. And
I said this, playing against OKC is just getting jumped by niggas with cornrows. That's all it is. Playing against OKC, you just getting jumped by niggas with cornrows. That's it.
Yeah, you got J-Dub. Man, it's a lot of braid activity going on. And I think, this
always fresh braids. What is it? Is it the braids?
I really don't. I don't know. I don't have that answer. For Shai, it really might be. J-Dub, it's almost likely.
I don't know if I told you this. I might have, but I think he's like Kawhi, bro. How like Kawhi's a cyborg and he can just download new software. I think that's what J-Dub is. He's just a happier version because he can do anything, bro. I legitimately think I hope he doesn't leave or whatever, but if he ends up getting a new team like James Harden did, like he's going to be a superstar.
Absolutely. He's a smart dude. I feel like he's one of those dudes that like he literally could have done anything and he would have been at least above average at anything he decided to do in life, which makes me a little bit nervous for Cody. Because there's no way. Yeah. It makes me a little bit nervous for him, mainly because it's just history has shown two brothers is just not dominating the league at the same time.
But if there is a brother duo, Cody might be just like him, just a taller version.
I hope so.
If he is, that's scary. If he is, that's the best player in the draft. If he is,
or even Wemby's brother that's coming up. I forgot he's 16 and still 6'9".
There can't be two Wembys. There can't be two Wembys. That'd be unfair. That would be unfair. There can't be two Wembys.
Absolutely. So we'll definitely see. I honestly do not know who's winning that series. I will coin flip that and give you an answer.
Because the Mavs, they won that game. Kyrie only had 9 points. He had 11 assists, but he only had 9 points, and the Mavs still won that game. So
yeah, because PJ went for like 30 or something like that.
Yeah, no, he went for 29, but still.
Yeah. So who knows how long that's going to keep happening? But he did that away, so that's encouraging.
Mm-hmm. But I still think they're going to win because I firmly believe this. Like their 12-man rotation, 12. Actually, I'm looking at their roster. I think every single player on their team is a rotational level NBA player.
Yeah,
I think there's they at minimum they're a 6-man at least. Like this team is too stacked. They're young, but they're too stacked. So I think they're gonna move on. And when OKC versus Minnesota in that Western Conference Finals is gonna go crazy.
Hey, look! One of our very first videos that went a little crazy on YouTube was, who was better, Shai or Ant?
We finna see, man. We finna see.
We about to see. And you know how Ant was very vocal during those times he was playing against OKC because he did not like how Shai was being reffed at the time. Like he got every foul. I think he got fined for that. But hey, it's gonna be a chip on people's shoulders, man. Let's get into it. Let's get.
We got to talk about the Timberwolves and the Nuggets.
Yeah.
But the Timberwolves, they didn't put belt to ass to the Nuggets 2 times in a row, and that Law and Order, Nikhil Alexander Walker, and
Jaden
McDaniels, they cold on defense, man. They are cold on they are harassing Jamal Murray. They jumped Jamal Murray, bro. That's why he was getting so mad. That's why he was starting throwing stuff on the court, which he got fined for. Like these Timberwolves is different, man.
Hey, look. First of all, whenever you got the Nuggets acting out of character,
Mm-hmm.
you know you're doing something good because Jamal Murray has never.
They don't do that.
They don't do that. You don't see Mike Malone just cussing out referees like that. Now, granted, he didn't get kicked out, which I'm very surprised.
I'm glad he didn't, bro. I like that the rest just yelled back at him and like, go sit down. I like that.
But after doing some more research about that ref in particular,
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but I need to
I don't know if he's Mark Price or whatever. I don't know if I just made that name up.
I think,
but
I don't know, whatever. Though.
But I think we have it on our thread. It's a 30-second one, just for the audience to understand. He's low key and I love a low key ref that gets shine from like other NBA players. Like I hate a Scott Foster. I hate like a somebody that is already well known just for
the wrong reasons.
For wrong reasons. Or even Gucci Man, or the one that looks like Gucci Man. But when you have people like these kind of stories that it doesn't get shared until like years later. I'm a fan. Not gonna lie to you.
Mark Davis.
I don't know who the fuck Mark Price is.
That's what Mark Davis be on. Man, Mark, nobody mess with me fucking with Mark.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Mark Davis
will shift the game.
Man, Mark Davis would be like, what?
Like,
yeah, I called it again.
Remember Rondo ran up on
Man, Mark Davis told Allen Iverson, man, I'll beat your little ass after calling the foul. I said, man, ain't no foul. He said, yes, it's a foul. Ain't no fucking foul. Well, I'll beat your little ass. I was like, listen, hey, we're going into
Mark
some
probably got hands.
Oh, right. What he got to talk like that?
Yeah, man. Look,
that's a real ref. That's a
real ref. Threatening Allen Iverson that you're gonna beat his ass is crazy though.
And being serious about it too.
And being for real.
Yeah.
These are the refs I'm really here for. We need more refs like Mark Davis.
Okay.
No cap. But yeah, I pray that the Timberwolves sweep. I pray
a sweep would be crazy. Conversation gonna be had. I don't know what the conversation gonna be. I don't know if they're gonna be. I just wanted to say that. But conversation gonna be had.
Uncomfortable conversations will be had.
No cap. Ooh, I need that to happen. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Uncomfortable conversations will be had, and on top of speaking of that, look what just happened. Just look what just happened on my feed as we were talking about this. I swear I didn't even pull this up. As we're talking about it, look at this shit right here. Bro, you don't want to hear what I'll say if Cat makes a conference finals before. I'm here to tell you right now, uncomfortable conversations will be had. And we will probably be one of the first people to address it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm here to push an agenda. Timberwolves in 4.
We gonna see.
Till it's backwards.
Well, now that since we started, we might as well get into the rest of our predictions. All right, so we got the Nuggets versus the Timberwolves. How are you feeling?
Timberwolves in 4.
I'm going Timberwolves in 4 because we need it to happen. Some conversations need to be had if that happens.
On me. We need that. I need a Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns redemption arc. I need it in my veins.
Now, keeping it in the West, we got this tough one. We got the Mavs versus the Thunder. Right now, the series is tied 1-1. Who do you got?
I'm gonna just go for what I root for because I think the Mavs can win this, but I'm gonna say OKC in 7.
Okay. I'm gonna go with OKC in 6. I mean, close, a little bit closer, but still, I think OKC got it because, like I said, their team's just too good. Honestly,
we'll see.
Yeah, we will. Then we got on the Eastern side, we got Cavs versus Celtics, and that series is also tied 1-1. Who do you have?
Celtics in 6.
I got the Celtics in 5 because I need them to lock in. But knowing them, man, we'll see. We will see.
That's a bet.
And then for our final matchup, it is the Indiana Pacers versus the New York Knicks. In that series, the Knicks lead 2-0.
Now, the controversial side of me wants to say Pacers Pacers in 7.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to end up saying is Knicks in 5. I'm going to say Knicks in 5.
You say Knicks in 5, and I do agree. I think the Knicks are gonna win, but I think it's gonna be Knicks in 7. I think it's gonna be Knicks in 7.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm not even mad at that because I want some of these games to be kind of drawn out a little bit more anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But we done got basketball sort of out the way, but there's one more topic that we gotta bring up that's been causing a little bit of commotion, and it's been really bothering me. But Greg, he can explain it a little bit better, so I'm gonna ask Greg to do it.
Yeah, I don't know if Austin Rivers was on the Pat McAfee show.
I believe he was.
I think he was, and he was like jawing at Pat McAfee about athletes, who's better, what's not. And he said a statement along the lines of, there are 30 players. There are 30 NBA players that I can name you right now. That could be NFL players. Now, he didn't say good NFL players. He didn't say all-time Hall of Fame. He didn't say none of that. He just said he can name 30 NBA players that can make that transition. And I'm not going to sit here and say, and that caused a lot of controversy, first and foremost.
Yeah.
But, and it got James Jones out of character too. I was like, buddy, please. Like, it is not that deep. You do not need to be saying all of this. But
They're ready to die about it, bro. They're ready to die about it.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I think 30 players is too many, but there are a few. But before I get into how I feel about it, I want Jax to, this is an open space. I don't think this is a safe space, but
It's not.
you could treat it like one. And
I won't.
We'll judge you.
But like I said, this was upsetting me because Austin Rivers, I think he is completely wrong. I think NBA players are simply, their body types and body sizes don't lend themselves to be good football players. Like these 6'10", like Jokic, he couldn't play in the NFL. Yeah, he's big. Yeah, he's strong. His knees are gone. LeBron, he's big, he's strong, but his knees are gone. Like I think you can be up to what? 6'6" in the NFL. Anybody who's like 6'7" and taller in the NFL, they're a lineman. But most 6'7" people in the NBA don't have NFL lineman size, so you got to knock that out the way. And they're too tall to be a receiver. The 6'5" players, they're guards. They're also skinny, so they'd have to all be receivers, and not all of them can be like, they don't know how to run routes. Not all of them, probably all of them can't really catch that well for real. And yes, they can be taught routes and stuff, but I'm just saying they're too small. They'd be like 6'5" and weigh 180 pounds. Like they're going to die. It just don't make sense to me. I think they're too small. Literally, that's it. I think NFL players would be better NBA players.
And that's where I disagree with you with. I think that there are NBA players that would that can make that transition. Now, who's going to be better? I'm going to be honest with you. I think the crossover right now, you're seeing a lot of people's highlights come into play. You seeing Keon Coleman basketball highlights. Didn't even know I didn't even know he had an offer. The University of Houston, had no clue for basketball. Didn't even know that.
He played at Michigan State. Yeah, he played at Michigan State.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So there's crossovers. You see football, you see some football highlights from basketball players. I think when we talk about world-class athletes, I think when you're truly world-class and low-key generational talent, with size, granted the size needs to be decent, I think you can make a transition to the NFL. I think that 30 is too many, but I think that if I had to name 5 or 6, I can give you 5 or 6 easy.
Please let me hear.
You don't think Zion could play in the NFL?
Zion, he should have played football. I will. Zion should be an NFL player. I don't know why he's messing around with that.
I think his footwork alone would have him as a good lineman or whatever. I think he would be decent in almost anything.
Yeah, Zion, it worked with Zion.
I think Jalen Suggs, just off of the fact that he was literally about to sign as a quarterback for Ohio State. I think when you are a Big Ten quarterback and are a 5-star recruit,
I agree with those two because I knew Jalen Suggs. He was like the number one football recruit in Minnesota, but he was just like, let me go to the NBA and get this bag real fast. So
Absolutely.
those two, the other two, I agree.
Okay, my next one, I don't care what you say because his confidence alone is going to say, I think he could have made the NFL. Now, would he been a top? I don't know. But Anthony Edwards would have been able to play in the NFL.
I agree with that one as well. He has a body type too, so I think that could work.
Absolutely.
He could work in the NFL.
If we're talking about people at their prime and peak, not gonna lie to you, I just be looking at Russell Westbrook go up and down this court. You cannot tell me he could not put pads on and play in the NFL. If we just
him, I'm not like I don't know that one. I don't because like I agree. He got the mindset. He got everything, and he is swole. But even then, I feel like it's
got CTE already.
He probably does all the time. He's hit the court like it happens. But I don't know about that one. That one's iffy to me.
That's iffy.
Yeah, that one's iffy.
It's it's fair. It's fair that you feel that way. That was 4. Literally, who's that other guy that I was about to say? Is leaving because he was about to work out with the Seattle Seahawks before they pulled him in to play for the Charlotte Hornets.
Oh my God. I don't know who you're referring to.
Oh my God, he's a point guard. Oh my God, what is his name? He was decent. Oh, Dennis. What's it? Dennis Smith.
Oh,
Jr.
Dennis Smith Jr.
Dennis Smith Jr. When you are about to have a legit workout for an NFL team, I think that you can make a roster. I'm not saying you're gonna be good, but if you are negotiating, trying to get a workout there, I don't know. I don't know. And then finally, what was my fifth one?
I think that was your fifth one.
I'm trying to remember what my fifth one was.
No, that was your fifth one.
Oh, that was my fifth?
Yeah.
I was about to keep naming some shit. But and then you have crash outs. And then you have some crash out people. Like you can't convince me that Pat Bev would have been somebody's practice team something. Like he's just a crash out to begin with. Like I feel like he would have.
And I feel like a lot of these players, well, if they could have played football, I think they would be. Because I feel like people be liking football more than basketball, for real.
Yeah, and like I'm saying, this is like...
Especially if you're from the South.
Yeah. And keep it in, like I said, keep in mind, I'm only talking about players that are still playing in the NBA today. I haven't even talked about niggas like Allen Iverson that I know was going to be...
Oh yeah, he had the cause up. He was going to be. I think they say he was Michael Vick before Michael Vick.
Absolutely,
he was better than Michael Vick. Which I've seen his highlights. He was better than Michael Vick. That
dude was cold. Yeah. So that alone, I'm just saying, and this is off of my head. Like I haven't really dug into it the way I need to, but just off that alone, it's not crazy to say. But like I said, 30 is too many. Like 30 is but there are like there's like 5 players.
I'm thinking of NFL player. Like I mean, we already mentioned Keon Coleman. We've seen what he can do. T. Higgins. He's also
T. Higgins.
Yeah, T. Higgins for sure. Because he was a 4-star recruit, but I think he said like his high school basketball coach or whatever. He told him, he was like, I think you should play football because you're 6'5", which is tall in football, but it's not that tall in basketball. He was like, you know what, you're right. So he just played. He went to play football. But
W coach for not being selfish about it.
Yeah, no, that's a good coach. That's a smart coach.
That's a smart coach. You really care about the kids for real.
Yeah. So Drake London, he played at USC.
Yeah, I remember. I've seen. There was a whole dunk contest with Jaime Jaquez and Drake London and somebody else in high school. I was like, yeah, Drake London was one of them ones. He was doing a 360 windmill. I was like, okay.
So I said Keon. I said Drake. I said T. Higgins.
What's that?
I have another name, but he's not currently in the NFL because he's made some poor decisions. But I think it was Henry Ruggs. I think there was like a highlight video of him like just going crazy, dunking on people, all that. He's a world-class athlete, even though he's only like 6 foot, so probably be a little tougher, but
Was Tyreek Hill hooping like that?
Tyreek Hill 5'8", he couldn't do it in the NBA.
I didn't know he was that short. Tyreek Hill.
Or maybe 5'10", but he's short. He's too short.
Okay.
Who else?
CJ Stroud's a nice story, but I don't think that's NBA level though.
I haven't seen him play like basketball for real like that. Like I seen the celebrity game, that don't really count because
I saw his high school. I saw like one of his high school highlights against Jaime, but at the same time, like some of this stuff is high school. I'm just like,
yeah.
I need, like I need to see some offers. You know what I mean? What I gave you on my side is like, okay, Zion, but then everybody else has some offers.
Yeah. And I think Zion probably have football offers too, honestly.
I'm almost for certain.
But I think there's a couple more receivers. I can't. Oh, Johnny Wilson. He just got drafted by he went to FSU. He just got drafted by the Eagles. He's 6'7". He played basketball at Florida State too. He's 6'7". Like, so he could do it. And I'm trying to think of one more player. There's probably a lineman who who was called in the post, but he just kept eating too much. It's probably one of those that could play in the NBA.
Yeah, because that currently constructed. Because I mean, most tight ends they'll always be like, "Oh, he could have played basketball for real." Like Tony Gonzalez was a hooper. I know that
Antonio Gates was
a hooper. I don't know much about Travis Kelce. I don't know if he was hooping like that.
I don't think he was.
But I don't know.
I just think NFL players would make better NBA players. So yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that height.
And I think NBA players are too tall, and then they don't have that toughness, which is you can't really measure toughness, but like how many you see how they flop, bro. You think they want to go across? Like I love Shai. Is Shai going across the middle for a slant? It's not happening. Like would Luka do that? No, thank you.
Shai is not doing that, but I know a couple that would. You don't think Pat Bev would go across that middle?
I don't know, man. He might get mad and throw the ball at a fan or something.
He might. I mean,
man, he throw the ball at a fan and I'll let us interview him after it. So I don't know about that.
Real crash out. Sounds very CTE like to me.
Yeah.
Sound like he fit perfectly. I think it's really just a height thing because for me, I'm just saying like they may be talented on the football side. I just don't think they're going to be tall enough for them to actually get a real roster spot in the NBA. And you feel like on the other side, these motherfuckers are just too tall.
Yeah.
So it's really just height. Height is really just the thing because I think world class athletes they can make the transition.
If you could somehow make them all the same height,
then we can really get into the meat and potatoes. Yeah. We have to like okay, everybody that's 6'6" and below, let's draft them. Let's see who will win. But
we'll never know. And whatever. But hey man, I think it might be that time now.
A word?
I think it's that time. All right, this hot take. It's been in my little hot take notes for a minute. I just forgot to say it. But have I said this? I don't know, we're gonna see. But every time it goes to like playoffs in basketball, everyone's always like, oh, these coaches, they need to shorten their rotation to 7 and blah, blah, blah. I don't agree with that. I think there's nothing wrong with depth in the playoffs. Because like you can look at OKC, for example. They've still been using like their same type of rotation. They've been getting in like maybe like 9 players deep, and they've been winning. Like it never made sense to me to shorten the rotation for the playoffs because if I have players who are good enough to be playing, why would I not let them play? Why would I want one player playing 48 minutes straight like he's Josh Hart? It doesn't make sense to me. So I've never been a fan of shortening the rotation for the playoffs. I think that you should just, if the players are good, let them play no matter where they are in their rotation. And that's my take.
I think you're speaking from a point of privilege.
I've always thought this. Even like yes, it works amazing because OKC is amazing.
I think that really throw in anybody. You can go get Poku again, and then fine. But
I just think I've never agreed with that. It honestly has never made sense to me. I don't get why you do that. Like if your player is good enough to play them. You don't need one player playing 48 minutes. Like it just don't make sense to me.
Now, when you feel like out of the team, but I guess for me, most of the time, anybody that's shortening their rotation, For the most part, I've always agreed with who's putting out there. Is there a team that you feel like shorten up the rotation, but had good enough players that need to be on that court?
Let me pull up the playoff rosters right now. Actually, oh my gosh. Give me a second. But the Celtics, they got blown out, so they played everybody last game. So that's not really.
They give everybody minutes.
Literally. Like the Pacers, for example.
Okay.
And, well, I was going to say the Knicks, but everyone in the Knicks is hurt, so they can't really go too deep. They sort of suck. With the Pacers, for example, they still only players I'm seeing right now that could be playing for them are Doug McDermott and Jarris Walker and the other Jay Smith. His name it just says Jay Smith. I can't remember his first name, but he's an actual good player. I cannot remember his name, but he's been a solid player for them in the regular season as far as like rebounds and everything. So, like you have good players, bro. Just use them. It just I don't know, don't make sense to me.
That's fair. For the most part, I agree with your hot take because if they're good enough, let them play. Now, if you don't trust your teammate, if you don't trust your players, then I mean that's a whole nother conversation. But
yeah,
I don't know. Like I don't think it's a flex seeing Jimmy Butler passed out over the damn thing in the bubble.
It's not.
It's not a flex to me because they didn't win a championship off of that. So,
I mean, you got a generational meme from it, though. So.
I mean, look, it replaced the Popeyes lady. So,
yeah.
I know that lady's kind of like, all right, thank God. I don't know who took that picture of me. But I have my hot take now. I was conflicted on if I was going to actually say this one, but I do really feel this. LeBron is not a coach killer. LeBron is not somebody that's just out here like this narrative about him and coaches. Now, the GM, I'm not here to argue about the GM. Please.
The GM that's the coach killer part.
I'm not like for players, bringing in players. This player's not going to work. X, Y, and Z. I'm here to tell you, he gets a bad rap when it comes to these coaches being fired. I'm gonna just say it like that. And I just think if you just go, and we're gonna go down his career, and you tell me, okay, this is when he flexed his power to get somebody up out of here. Mm-hmm. His rookie year, he had a head coach. I forgot his name. He got fired, and they got Mike Brown. Now, if you telling me LeBron had hella power like that his rookie year to say to get somebody out of here, hey, I'm not here to argue that. I just don't think he had enough power to say, hey, get him out of here. Give me somebody else. I don't see it happening.
Maybe not super young. Maybe not super young.
Right.
He definitely did.
He had Mike Brown. Great coach. I don't think he got on fire because I think after that he moved on to Miami. Now, if you want to debate that he didn't like Eric Spoelstra.
Didn't he get Mike Woodson for a little bit too?
Let me see. Let me actually pull up LeBron coaches. He might have had him. I don't think he did. Maybe he didn't.
I thought I saw he had Mike Woodson. Maybe I'm wrong.
If he did, then hey, my bad, Brian. I just don't see it. I don't see him on here.
Oh, no, he wasn't. I'm tripping. Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you want to talk about LeBron trying to get Eric Spoelstra up out of here, and Pat Riley said, "No, this is our guy," I'll give you like, okay, he ain't like him, but he didn't get fired. Yeah. Eric Spoelstra stayed. After that,
he tried. He was an attempted coach killer.
It was an attempted coach thing, and Pat Riley put his foot down. Not on my watch. That's a topic for another conversation anyway. He goes to the Cavaliers. Now, David Blatt will be the first one I will give you. Hey, he successfully got fired. That is wrongful firing. You get a team to the finals after they've been lottery since LeBron left. He finally comes back, and you go all the way to the finals, and you get him out in here. He hasn't coached in the NBA since then. You successfully got him up out of here. Then you have Tyronn Lue. He stayed there. He goes to the Lakers. I don't care what you talking about. Everybody knew Luke Walton was not a good coach. I will refuse for you to put that on LeBron James.
Fair enough.
People knew Luke Walton was a bad coach before he got there. LeVar Ball was saying this before anybody was saying. I'm not going to hit that one up. Now, then you have Frank Vogel. Do we really think LeBron got rid of Frank Vogel? Do you think like Frank Vogel for Darvin Ham?
Yes. They didn't get Frank Vogel was a good Frank Vogel is still a good coach. He just keep getting fired, bro. Nobody like him.
That's what I'm saying.
They just keep wanting to blame Frank Vogel for all their problems. That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm just like
that's a coach killer thing.
But I'm saying like for me, I'm saying like Frank Vogel and this is my thing about like the LeBron James thing. Like the LeBron James angle just don't be making sense. Now they may take like, you know, examples from him like, hey, like who do you like? But I really do think they fire coaches so GMs can keep their jobs a little bit longer. More than it is LeBron saying, I'm not fucking with this coach. You won a championship with Frank Vogel. To sit here and act like you lose Frank Vogel and you lose the whole entire squad that won you a championship. That's all on LeBron. Like I said, we're taking the GM out of this, but I'm just like, it's just kind of weird.
I don't think you can take the GM out of this.
I'm not taking
that whole like LeBron the player, LeBron the GM, LeBron the coach, so to speak. Like all of that is one person, and I think all of that contributes to the coach killer narrative that he has. And I think I get what you're saying, but I still do think it's an accurate narrative to call him a coach killer, even if he might not intend to. It just happens.
If I was LeBron, I would just like to understand what's the obsession for like never before head coaches as being your first head coach. Like why? I mean, like Tyronn Lue worked out,
yeah, but
like, what was the point? What was the point?
I don't think established coaches don't really want to work with him. They see what he did to Frank Vogel. They see what he did to David Blatt, who. Yes, it was David Blatt's first time coaching in America, but in Europe, he had been like, I forget how many championships he's won. But he's like a well-respected coach over there in Europe. And they see, how he's just doing them like that. So I don't think these more respected coaches want to work with him. And then also, we talk about this with the NFL. Like, why do we need to go back to these old coaches who done already had their time, got fired, and blah, blah, blah? Why not get some new blood? So.
I mean, that's cool, but I look, I understand where you're coming from. I just think, and even if you don't agree with my take, because I still believe that, you know, this is still a overblown narrative. Mm-hmm. You don't think that we're giving LeBron just like too much credit when we've seen in real time at his prime a whole organization put his foot down? Like, bro, LeBron, we don't give a damn what you want.
That's a different type of word. That's Pat Riley. He has a different level of. He has a different level of real nigga in him.
Exactly. So I'm saying like, but it's just like that could have been, to me, I felt like that could have been like a Kendrick Lamar thing. Like, okay, we saw Kendrick do it. Now Rick Ross finna do X, Y, Z. We're just gonna put our foot down if we do not agree with LeBron. Like we have to appease.
But the thing is, like, Pat Riley, he has that level of respect all throughout. Like, he was a player, he was a coach, he did everything. And he's risen to every single level in the NBA. He got that level of respect. The Cleveland Cavaliers, Dan Gilbert put his foot down, LeBron would laugh at him. Like, Jeannie Buss, she put her foot down, LeBron would be like, be for real, y'all are broke. What are we doing here? Like, I don't, you know?
I get that, like, I get that there's a level of respect with Pat Riley because I remember Pat Riley said Magic Johnson there's nothing mystical about Magic Johnson.
That's a hard quote. That's
fire. But I mean, as an organization, what you think LeBron gonna do? Beat you up? Just say no. I don't know. Because it's one thing if you're going with what LeBron is going for and you're winning. Like you're actually like winning championships all the time. Like, granted, he's won at every stop he's been to. But you look at this roster. This roster's garbage.
Because of the GM.
But if you know that, then put your foot down. Because we've seen our organization do it. He's not invincible anymore. At least we saw somebody.
But to the Lakers, they are. The Lakers know that they don't have nothing without LeBron right now. Like they're only the Lakers in name. Like they're broke relatively speaking because the Lakers, they're not rich. Once LeBron leaves, it's gonna go back to the dark days of the when Kobe was either hurt or not on the team. They had players like Robert Sacre and D'Lo in there.
And you know why they was in the dark days? Because they just allowed Kobe to do whatever the hell he wanted to do. Just like
it's happening again. It's too late for them. They already set the precedent. It's too late for them to stop.
First of all, it's never too late to stop. Shout out to them addicts. It's never too late to stop.
Starting out addiction is insane.
Get some help. Stop. Anybody that's going through anything, it is not too late to do anything.
Well, in this circumstance, it is too late because LeBron's at the end of his career already.
Exactly.
So he's gonna do what he wants. I don't even think he's staying with the Lakers again. So it's like I said, it's too late. So
no, I think organizations we keep allowing organizations off the hook based off of player empowerment. And although player empowerment has some good to it, I'm here to tell you, man, there has been examples where the best player in the world, they told him, be a player. We got this over here. We're not moving him. I don't care what you're talking about. And granted, it's Pat Riley, but you better go find somebody respectable enough. First of all, you start off with Magic Johnson, low key.
Yeah.
You think you was in a buck at Magic?
I'm just saying. I don't know. We're on two different sides with this.
Look,
we're not gonna see eye to eye on this topic.
I'm somebody that's like, yo, you can respect the art and not the artist, and you're somebody like, yo, you can't. I get it. I understand. The GM comes everything for you and me. I'm just talking about a certain aspect of it, and I don't think he just got rid of every single coach that he was a part of.
Not every single coach, but he is. I think the coach killer. Right? I don't think
how many coaches do you have to kill before you are considered? Is one good enough? Like, is one like okay? Like, this is
depending on how long that you've been with that coach and how messy the breakup is. But I think LeBron has killed. Killing sounds crazy, but 3 coaches, and he tried to kill a 4th with Spo. It just didn't work.
Who were the 3? Who were the 3 he killed?
I believe
I know David Blatt.
David Blatt, Luke Walton, even though he was trash, but still, Frank Vogel.
First of all, I can't put that on him.
And Darvin Ham.
I feel like anybody that was about to get fired anyway. That's like James Harden coming down year 3, and I hate. Bro, you gonna think I hate this? I do not hate him. That's like James Harden coming in year 3 of Steven Silas, and then all of a sudden, even though he was going to get moved off anyway, now we just putting that kill on James Harden. He was finna get moved anyway. Luke Walton was finna get moved anyway. I can't do that to him.
Even if I take off Luke Walton, there's still Darvin Ham.
I can't. You think Darvin Ham's a good coach?
No, but
exactly.
If LeBron didn't want him to be coach, he wouldn't have been coach.
You said if what?
If LeBron did not want Darvin Ham as his head coach, Darvin Ham would not have been his head coach.
Yeah, he tried. Yeah. Look, I see hands in his pockets, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think there's only one real one that got killed, and that was David Blatt. That's how I feel about it. All the other ones, and Frank Vogel. Those are 2, and I think there's more people. There's more players that have gotten more. He's not the most I don't know.
I didn't say he was. I'm just saying he is a coach killer.
If he's a coach killer, hey, there's a lot of coach killers.
There's a lot of coach killers in the NBA, Greg. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know, bro. Why they not being talked about like that?
Because one of them is always in the media because he's LeBron James.
You got a point. We're never going to see eye to eye, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll live to fight another day. But I think that wraps everything up.
And that wraps everything.
Any last words?
Man, I feel like I done forgot to say the last few episodes, but
Yeah, it's been busy.
no cap. But hey, man, if you wanna change your life, please go out there and do some life changing shit. And congratulations to everybody graduating, and congratulations to all the moms.
Absolutely.
Yeah, shout out to y'all.
A round of applause for y'all, man. Yeah, man. Like Jack said, man, everything that he said is facts. Go touch real grass, not turf, real grass. Make sure that y'all like, subscribe, join the community, be a part of it, be a part of the conversation. We drop 5 times a week, and these comments have been commenting. I'm not gonna lie, so get in where you can fit in. I know you're not going to agree with everything we say, but that's why we make the content. We're here to what Jack's hate for sport. Like he hates to hate.
All right, bro.
I hate to start the dialogue. I'm here to start a dialogue. I literally had a dialogue about the Houston, Texas. We got like 1,000 views on that video. Like,
if you haven't viewed that video, go back and view it. Give us 1,001.
1,000, yeah. Go ahead. That being said, we'll catch y'all next week. And man, say bye to y'all families. I mean, celebrate with y'all families. I don't know why I said bye though.
Oh, that sounds a little threatening.
That sounds crazy. But we'll catch y'all next week.